fighting out of the red corner. He comes from the Big Apple.
Hello, guys, and welcome again to the Stark Connection. With my co-host, my trusty sidekick, my goose to my maverick, my Laurel to my Hardy, my pops, the best box trainer in the business, Gary Stark Sr., a.k.a. Heat. You like that? The Heat thing,
like
right?
It.
That's what all his CO buddies used to call.
How is everybody doing? I'm here with my co-host right here.
Why would you tell?
Sidekick.
Why
All right,
would you
all
say?
right, all right,
Why would you say? Oh, how everyone doing? It's not like they're speaking to you. It's all right. And on our left side, we have Piero. He's fighting in the Haymakers on November 2nd. This guy trains like no other. I don't train him, but he trains like a savage. He gives it everything he has every freaking morning, and just a generally nice guy that I had the pleasure to meeting a couple of weeks ago, and he's a great guy. And I asked him, I said, I want you to come on the podcast. He said, all right. And maybe you could raise a little bit more money in the Haymakers for Hope for the charity, so he could win one of those big nice belts like Jeff got. You know, and that's a great item to put over his mantle in this house. How you doing, Piero?
I'm doing great, and thank you for having me on the podcast.
Oh,
and congrats, your inaugural episode.
No.
Although I will say, you're saving the best for last. I think. I
you know
don't
what?
see anybody out there behind me, and I think I got my invite kind of last minute. But other than that, I'm happy.
The main event. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No. I don't want you to be blunt, and I want you to be truthful. You don't have to kid around. You were dead on accurate. You were the fucking last minute replacement. You know why? Because he wasn't really my fighter. You know what I'm saying? So, but other than that,
doesn't help that about 30 seconds in the text came, I said yes immediately.
Yeah,
he came out.
Listen, he's a fucking great guy.
Yeah.
So, but honestly, I wanted, because I always I like him so much in the gym. I always try to give him as much tips as possible.
You do,
but never overstepping my boundaries, because he's not my guy. He's not my guy. Bout I want him to win like everyone else. And when you give everything you have into this boxing atmosphere, this boxing thing that we do, it's a rough business, it's a lonely business. And I know how it feels to be in that ring. And not with just, I had my share of fights. And I couldn't be or do whatever I wanted to do in boxing or in life without this guy. And I hold my fault because he did it. So I know it's different when you have someone telling you what to do, and in your back of your head, you're like, this fucking guy didn't tell me. He never did this. He never ran miles or what I have to do. But I know what's the hard work rate that you have to put in to be the best on that night. And I know what it takes. And you're a great guy. So I know you're going to have a lot of people out there for you, rooting your name. And you're also going to have a lot of people out there that want you to lose. And you're going to have a lot of people out there support you there, but talking shit that like, oh my God, you see Piero? He looked like a fucking like, you know what I'm saying? Because I seen it last year, not last year, the year before. Jeff told me to go to the fight, and I got kicked out. I came back in, and there was this guy. I forgot his name. I think from fucking Bob from accounting, and his friends were there, showing support, drinking. He goes, "Oh my God, can you believe Bob? He's fucking looks horrible. Can you believe he's getting his face washed up?"
Can we go back to the point you made? You got kicked out of Haymakers?
Yeah.
How do you get kicked out of Hammerstein Ballroom?
Racially profiled. They didn't know I was half white. They didn't know. That guy literally kicked me out because I was giving Jeff water. I wasn't doing anything. But you know what I did? I snuck back in.
We all don't believe that.
No, I'm serious. Jeff was there. He told you. But I snuck back in. You know why?
Why?
Because I'm half Spanish and I know how to sneak shit in. Yo, we're in the crevice, yo, it's that Puerto Rican tendency. Sometimes they just come out of you. Sometimes, yo, it's unexplainable.
Go right under the rope.
Yo,
right?
it's unexplainable. Yo, son, yo. I guess that's the only good side of my Puerto Rican side that really comes out. But anyway, so with these people, the people coming in, they were like, "Oh my God, look at Bob! I can't believe he's spending all his money and he looks horrible." And I seen it from that side of that. But Bob was really horrible. And Bob did really.
It was actually.
Well, I don't know the guy's name. I'm saying Bob, but Bob got his ass whipped that whole time. But the people that were there to see him, they definitely showed out and they probably spent money for charity. But Bob got his ass whipped that day.
And after the second round, they were at the bar, really.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe Bob does this
Let's go
every
have a
morning."
drink.
Yeah, like, "Oh, can't believe Bob does this every morning," because, and that just showed you Bob's trainer. He's Fugazi. You know what fucking Fugazi's a fake. It's not
It was the bartender?
No, no. It was Bob's trainer was horrible. He wasn't no
He's a
trainer.
Gotham fighter?
No, it wasn't a Gotham guy. And if it was, I wouldn't be speaking. Come on, but it wasn't that. I didn't know this guy from a hole in the wall, or his trainer. And the trainer said he boxed before. He didn't box. He boxed probably oranges, grapes, and fucking probably eggs.
I want to ask you guys something. When you guys go to a gym, right? Do you ask the trainer his pedigree? Like,
No, they don't ask
before?
nothing.
Or you just guys just go with anybody. That's
people,
the funny thing. There's people that they do this for money. They don't do this. They don't do this because they have experience. So when I watch some of them, I'm like, wow, this guy.
Yeah, you know what they do? They have a person. They have a person there. They have a person there. Go. You know what? You go with that guy.
Yeah, you're about the same height. You're about the same weight. Yeah, you guys will be good together.
You guys, you know what? You guys are white.
No, but
you
I
know
think
what? You go with that guy.
There's some question I asked definitely, and I think I was very happy with.
Yeah, you were like,
who I
you know
got
what?
paired with,
You guys got.
I got a great trainer.
Let me tell you something. I get these are pros or top amateurs. I'll get them from another trainer. They'll come to the gym and they won't. They don't know. Well, I guess my way of training. But things that really make no sense. I'm like, they can't throw a jab properly, or they can't. They take a. I'm like, wow, this is the guy that trained you. Whoever trained you, they train you like this, and then you have to correct, whatever that trainer taught them. Now you correcting them, So that takes a little bit even more time. Sometimes you don't, because they, right from was that the right way? Was this the wrong way? Was that the right way? No, he taught me that. No, he's not. And it's hard to break. Sometimes it's hard to break them out of them bad habits.
Right.
Because to me, I want perfection because I know how it is from him winning a whole fight and just getting caught, And you can't make a mistake in boxing. One thing, boxing's like, you're going to pay for your mistake.
Yeah.
And you guys know that from sparring.
Boxing is a game of inches. And before you get into that first amateur fight that you're going to go, you should be able to fight lefty, fight righty. You should be able to throw body shots. You should be able to have defense. Know which way you're moving when you fight a righty, which way you have to move when you fight a left. You got to know all the aspects of the defense so your offense could be better. And that's what I see. Is like, I critique it like no other because this guy made me, because he used to tell me, go lefty, just in case you hurt your hand, or go. We're gonna go 3 rounds of just body shots. And you work your way in, but in order to work your way in to throw those body shots, you gotta have defense. You gotta be comfortable being inside with your hands up and stuff like that. Listen, when you first start out, you're wild, you're crazy, and every spar, every fight, you get a little better, you get a little bit more, you calm it down, you relax. Because if you see me in my first 4 fights, I was off. But if you see Floyd Mayweather, it was just like that too. And the way that a really good boxer can adapt to each opponent. So if your opponent comes forward, you got to box. That's what a lot of fighters, they don't do. They don't know how to change in mid-fight. They don't know which way to
make the adjustments.
Make their proper adjustments. And because, you never know. You might be down in a couple rounds, and you always have to play. you gotta make up that round. You gotta make it that round. With me, I can honestly say with my father here, I rarely lost rounds. I would have 28 professional fights. I rarely, even the fights that I lost. One fight I got robbed. The Ledesma fight I was winning. I didn't lose no round. I got caught. Mental, and it's too late for you. You married already, right? Then I was gonna say don't get no girls before the fight. It's horrible. So that girls are gonna be my freaking. Anyway, come back. I'm projecting again, and then my third fight I lost. I was winning the fight, and I just got caught. But I went in there, sick and stuff like that. But
it was a business fight. It was stupid.
It was stupid.
I was just learning at that time. If I knew what I knew now,
I would go to the doctor. I had a hemorrhoid that was fucking me up. It was disgusting. But I didn't take shits for like 3 weeks, 2 weeks. It was bad.
Let me tell you something. I have a kid. I'm not even gonna mention the names, right? So I have a kid. I train his brother. His brother's a pro. He's like 10-2.
What's his name?
The brother, like sort of following the footsteps. I used to train the kid, right? Then he stopped training. I guess he didn't take it serious. Now he comes back. Now he's taking it serious. He's sitting down in the ring on the apron. And he goes to me, "I'm gonna win the Golden Gloves. I'm gonna win." And I'm looking at him. I said, "Listen, man, worry about your first fight. Forget about the Golden Gloves because you don't know how you're gonna react in the first fight." We had a big argument. "Oh, you don't have faith in me. You don't do this in me." I said, "Listen, man, just listen to what I'm telling you.
Talk in the microphone, Pop.
I said, worry about your first fight." He goes, he leaves. We had an argument. He leaves. He goes to another gym. He went to where the affiliation of my gym is Cops and Kids, and he went to the other Cops and Kids. He goes over there. He fights the first fight. He loses. I told him. Second fight, he loses again. Now he comes back all humble, right? So I was pissed at him. Now he's coming back. He's trying to get me to train him back again. I'm like, I stood away from him for like a little while. Let him feel it. Then I'm watching him come to the gym every day, and I'm like, you know what? All right, I'll start working with him. I work with him so hard, and he put in his time too. We won like 10 in a row. He won outstanding fighter in the Golden Gloves. They gave him a belt and all that. But it just goes to show. Just listen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
don't think you know. Don't go over your head.
I have a fighter like that now. I'm gonna say her name, but everything's an argument. Everything's an argument. And I'm telling her because I know how it feels. It's a lonely sport, a lonely game, this boxing business. And mind you, why you train them like a professional? Because you guys are fighting in a professional atmosphere. You guys have your friends coming there.
But it's good to be trained as a professional.
Yes, I don't understand. I don't understand that either. Why would you want to show a person the wrong way?
Yeah, why would you want to train you as like a person that...
It makes no sense.
No, I'm just going to train you because I want to train
you.
No, I want to train you.
What's
I want to train you for perfection.
Yes, but listen, not that you're going to be a pro, not that you're going to be amateurs or whatever, but you want to do it the right way. Why do something the wrong way? I don't understand it. But when you go into battle... all those days of training and stuff like that, those are all out the window. And now you get to know what you're really made of and how big your heart is.
And it's such a different feeling, the real fight and the sparring. Am I right? Like when you spar, you after 2 or 3 times, you're comfortable. Like, you can get hit. When you go into that ring that night, the nervousness, the adrenaline, it could drain you.
Absolutely.
It could drain you. You're going to get like... You could get tired and like, especially if you're the last bout, right?
Oh my God!
It's
the worst feeling.
Like, oh man, all that nervousness going 10 bouts, it gets to your legs. Am I right?
And yes. Oh my God! I was a swing bout one time. There was a fighter named Kermit Cintron. Was knocking everyone out. When I tell you, 1 round, 2 rounds, he was knocking everyone out. Yo, kid, you're fighting in AC. All right, you're going to be the swing bout. I was like, all right, I'm going to get some TV time, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be good money. All the freaking boxing gods came down. And where we fought in, like, AC, one of the big casinos, Ballard's one, whatever. The boxing guys came down and said, you know what, Kermit Cintron? You're not going to knock this guy out. So I had to wait through the whole freaking night.
10 rounds.
10 and now mind you, no, I fought Obaldo, but you got to think about it. I had to wait. All right, kid, get ready to go.
He fought 10 rounds.
All right, yeah, he fought Kermit Cintron his opponent lasted for 10 rounds.
Yeah,
and they were like, all right, kid, get warmed up. It was like, never went on. But I'm not sure if he remembers. Everyone left.
After the Cintron fight.
After the Cintron, everyone. But you know who stood there? Mickey Ward. You know who Mickey Ward is? Oh my God, what the hell's wrong with you?
He's a good fighter.
Mickey Ward is he got that the movie The Fighter.
Oh yeah, of course. I knew it sounded familiar.
Yeah, Mickey Ward he fought Toro Gado to those great matches. So he stood there and watched me. He stood there and he waited for me. I guess he knew whatever. He waited for me.
I remember that.
He waited for me and he goes, oh, you with his accent. He goes, oh, you did good. You did good. You had some body shots like me. And I said, I looked at him. I was like, mine's are better. And I walked back and he looked at me like I'm an asshole. I was like, no, I was just playing. He goes, oh my God, like yeah. But and these are stories that I could actually tell, you know. But just waiting there for that whole time, and your adrenaline goes high, you get low, you go up. And that's why I tell Kayleen and people in the past that you always got to spar more than you fight. So if you fight 3 rounds, you got to spar 6 rounds, 7 rounds, because you got to think about it. You walk in fight night, your adrenaline is pumping. You didn't sleep the night before.
Yep.
You get to the arena and you're like, oh shit, and that anxiety and that nervousness takes at least 2 rounds out of you.
And you see all your friends, right?
And then you got 2 rounds. Then you got 2 rounds wasted, and the 1 round you have to give it all you got. But it shouldn't be like that. So you should be sparring hard, 6 rounds, 7 rounds. So when you get to that fight, just say it's 2.5 rounds over, you still got those 3 rounds. Yeah. And that is boxing. So what charity are you fighting for, and how much money you raise, and how much money we got to get you raising?
American Cancer Society, and I'm trying to shoot for $25,000 right now, but always will move it up if I meet that goal, right? Always trying to move it up.
How much money you raised so far?
17,500,
wow.
I think, as of this morning.
Wow, that's
a lot of generous people
that's
out
more
there.
than you had in your pro fights.
Yeah, you know what?
It's a great cause. All of Haymakers for the various.
And you don't take none of that and you put it in your pocket, right?
No cut for me. No.
I was gonna ask you for
some of my money in that pool too.
I was damn, that's stupid. But I was gonna but it's for a great cause though.
It is.
And I was gonna ask you for a loan, but now I know what's it really good for.
I think we're getting it from Kaylina though.
Yeah, tonight. Anyway, but hopefully this little interview of us having cracking jokes. But how hard you working in that gym, and what do you do for your professional?
I'm an investment professional, basically partnering with entrepreneurs, small companies, big companies in energy, power, renewables, and I've been doing that for 10 years now.
So you only deal with small companies on the rise that deal with what?
All different sizes. So we have companies that are 50 million in revenue. We have companies that are $1 billion in revenue.
But what did
energy companies?
Oh, energy companies.
Mostly I'd say it's maybe a solar developer or wind developer or oil and gas company that's in West Texas, and everything in between.
So Dad, you know what he's talking about, right? You know, I have to tell him sometimes, you know, the old fashioned guy. You know, is there any money that we could put in our stock?
Yeah,
all right, we'll talk about
absolutely. I'll give you plenty of ideas.
Yeah. See, because this guy's telling me to freaking put all my money in like
you give it to me.
Pigs.
I'll take care of you.
Pigskin. He said, "Yo, kids, the pigskin is gonna go right up this year." What the fuck, pigskin? But he said leather, old leather. What the fuck? Anyway, but hopefully this little platform could. Let me just tell you something. I see Piero, even though he worked so hard in that gym for you guys and for his great cancer foundation that he's fighting for, and he fights for his friends and he was not letting you guys down because he gives everything 115%. So I admire you, and I look at you when you were training hard in that gym every day for that win and to make those people, because at the end of the day, you want to make those people proud. Like, you know what? You don't want to say, oh, freaking,
yeah, absolutely.
What is Piero wasting
You're
all
doing
his
it for
fucking
yourself,
money for?
but you're really doing it for your pride, and I think your reputation to some extent. Your family's going to be there, friends are there. But at the end of the day, it's all for charity and it's good cause. I'm fighting for my grandfather who passed from cancer. So and when I was little, I saw him battling with it. I saw the jaundice and all the different things that he had to go through and my family had to go through.
Yeah,
How old was he when he passed?
81,
he
82.
lived a great life.
Yeah, so he did live a great life, but
What was he Italian too?
yeah, he lived. This was in Bologna, Italy, where he
wow.
passed. Yeah.
Wow. Sorry to
Was he
hear that.
married? Was he married to your grandma?
Yes,
All right. So
she actually passed later that year from broken heart syndrome because they were together for like 60 years. So
Wow.
see,
That's rough. That's rough.
we dealt with that too with colon cancer and right. It sucks. You know, it sucks where, you know, the Stark family trait is colon cancer, and you know, and was it
What's colon cancer?
didn't Grandpa and Uncle Dave had colon cancer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Uncle
What
Dave
do
had
you
colon.
forgot?
Uncle David.
You know, and we had a little scare about it.
Yeah.
My father is in you know, remission or whatever.
They
you call
were
it.
a little prostate cancer.
Prostate,
wow.
you know, prostate, and
It's scary when
it's very
Sure.
scary. That's
when
my
you can't sleep. You can't. You know.
he's my right hand man, but because he knows what, you know, I don't know if I could deal with this guy without, you know what I'm saying. So
right.
every time I tell him, he avoids it, you know, and I know how hard it is for him to, you know, to actually tell me. He's my best friend, so when he have to deal with it, I'm like, yo, G, you right? Yeah, I'm all right. And then next you know, he goes right into me and how come I didn't clean my house right, or why, you know, why I didn't do the dishes.
I appreciate the relationship though. My dad and I are somewhat similar. I'm an only child. I definitely
I'm the
think
only child too.
we consider each other to be best friends, and he's a doctor. I try and get him to go to actually
Why come you could be no fucking
No, but
doctor?
I try and get him to go to the doctor. He's like, oh, I see myself in the mirror every day. I don't need to go see a doctor. I'm like, oh, he's
He's
not
a
going to be able
doctor.
to predict your next.
You know what this guy
cancer
was?
you
You
have,
know what this
right?
guy
He is a
was?
doctor.
You know what this guy was? A correction officer. So you know what that means? I used to be in my bedroom. He used to knock on the door. He goes, yo, meal up. And he used to put the peanut butter and jelly, slide it down, and then the door. Because he dealt with that.
I'm sure you listened to him when he said lights out.
Huh? Oh,
I used to
pause.
pat Frisco when he walks in the door. Get up on the wall.
Yo, it sucked, man. Meal up, and he used to just slide the peanut butter and jelly down right underneath the door.
I raised him by myself. At 14, it was just me and him.
Did he do bed turns? Come in and like turn the entire cell?
I did that too. I
Pause.
had a
No.
search. He never did. I was looking for marijuana. I didn't find it.
Yo, every time when my father left, and I hate marijuana now. I'm like so anti marijuana.
You know where he had it stashed, right? I wouldn't go down in there.
I'm so anti marijuana now. I freaking hate it. But he used to go to work, and I used to stay home and try to smoke.
Don't tell me this, man, please.
Yo, I smoke weed with Raekwon, the chef's sister, Simone. I thought I was gonna fly out the fucking window. It was laced with some dust. It was some crazy.
Serious?
Yeah, it was bad. Gee, it's bad.
You didn't tell
My
me.
father goes, yo, you didn't tell me that. Yeah, we want me to tell you that. I'm freaking, you growing a freaking dust head. That was the last time But you know what he had in the house that it just kept me staying home all day?
What's that?
He had the hot box. Remember the hot? You're too young. The hot box is the cable, but it's like he had all the channels.
Okay.
He had all the channels, and our channel was Vivid. It was a porn channel. I used to stay home and just had my nights.
You did that too?
Yeah, I did that, G. Sorry. Yo,
Finding this out on a podcast.
It's a
This is only the first one.
on a podcast.
We'll see what else.
And now mind you,
my God.
his father was a doctor, fucking CEO. My life was all out of whack.
That's a different way of looking at it.
But
now.
that's why you're so successful, and I'm do what I do. All right.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
You're the host.
How old's your father now?
He is turning 70 in April.
Wow.
You played sports with him and stuff too?
Yeah, a little bit of soccer growing up. Yeah.
Wow. How'd your father?
70,
How old are you?
34.
Wow, your father started pumping you up at an old age, huh?
Yeah, my age.
He started at 20 years old.
Yeah, I
this
had
guy.
him too young. That ruined my boxing career.
Yeah, he
And
blames
I
me.
tried to turn pro. I was trying to come back, but
He blames me for
I'm
his.
looking at this guy. I'm
He
like,
blames me for his boxing career hitting the fucking shits.
They threw him on my arms. I'm like, what do I do with this guy? I'm like,
Yeah, and
I
look at
just
me
threw him
now.
on the bed. Like,
Look at me. Without no car seat. All right. So Piero, thank you so much for coming out
Thank you for having me.
and
man.
telling your story, and hopefully you raise that $25,000.
and then after the win, we bring him back with his belt.
There you go.
Yeah,
Just make sure it ain't purple. Like, no.
and maybe, just a maybe,
They
you
gave my
get a
purple belt.
little side money. You can just throw it over. All right, guys, and that's our
Conclusion?
podcast. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. So thank you guys for tuning in for the Star Connection, and just wait till next week. We're gonna have some other
Guess.
guests.
Boxing.
So thank you. All right,
See
let me
the
do it again.
boxing.
So next week we're gonna have some little bit more guests, and maybe my father would dress appropriately for this podcast. Maybe I send the email. But thank you guys for coming out. God bless and good night. Oh, remember this: always worry about number one and never step in number two.
Three-time Golden Glove Champion. You see him on Broadway boxing before.